I have been after a Traxxas 4-Tec for ages, guys. They haven't come up in the UK. I've been waiting time, right? So I had a light bulb moment and I thought, you know what? If opportunity doesn't knock, make a door, man. Do you know? Build a door. If doors don't open, build a door. So what I thought is, right, let's do a bit of blue sky thinking here. Why don't I buy parts? You've got sellers in America that bundle parts together and they sell them off. Why don't I do that and build my own? So here I am. Okay, so I've gone off and I've bought these. Now, totaling this up, that was about £4 something. I'm gonna round it up, so that was £5. Alright, guys. So then we've got the, can we see all the what's it called, drive shaft, and you've got your spare gear on there, and you've got your pinion. That was £11. So what are we on, 15? 16? Should we call it 16? Alright. I'm going to run out of numbers in a bit. Right, we've got all C-hubs and stuff like that there. Okay. So they were £11. Alright, so what are we on, 27? If I mess this up, yeah, let me know in the comments. We've got the 8 arms, the rear and front, and we've got these things that are like turnbuckles, but they're not, and they strap things together. So, yeah, you can upgrade them. I don't know how good they actually are. So, £11, so that's 38. Okay, I actually bought an extra one, just in case I end up smashing them. We'll leave that on the side. And then you've got the brake discs and the brake pads. They were £4, so we're on 42. Hey, I've left some bits out. Where have I put them bits? Okay. Right. We've got the steering build here. Alright, guys, that whole thing cost about £2. 44. And I'm sure I have left some bits out. I don't know where I put them. And all the screws, hinge pins, and all that business is all in there. You even get, yeah, just have a little bit of a look. So you got your tools that would have come with your 4-Tec, and you got a whole. So you got your body pins, and then you've got, you know, you've got your hinge pins, and you've got them. I can't remember what they're called, but they also go into the actual C-hubs. Well, they're doing the slash anyway, and they seem to be the same size. I'm surprised I haven't got the same 8 arms as the slash on there. Right, I seem to have lost my CVD bits. Right, and all my other mounting stuff. Right, let me get all my diffs as well. So yep, so we've got the front and rear diffs, which are the same anyway, and they come with, that is a sundial kind of gear with it, and they actually have the outputs built on. So that was 14, I think it was about, we'll call it £15. Okay, so what was that on, 42, 47, 57, and same front and rear. Okay, guys, so what we're on, 62, 72, and then we've got the stub axles, and we've got the CVD, or the dog bones, yeah, and they were about 15 as well. So what are we on now? Was that 72 I said? 77, 87. And then for £20, which is pretty cool, you get this whole kit, which is basically all the plastic parts that you need. And that is awesome. That is totally awesome, because that just completes everything off. Let me move that stuff to one side. You can have a look at this stuff on its own. So there you've got the front bumpers, you've got your bulkheads, you've got your shock towers. So let me, oh man, I forgot what I was on. Oh, blooming up, man. Oh. Was that 76? Add £20 to it. Whatever it was, add £20 to it. And that's it. Right? And amazingly, you know, this was the most expensive bit, and I thought I might taxed on it, and I didn't get taxed. That's the whole 4-Tec. Now, I might go for the stock. You know, they were the shocks. I might go for the stock ones, guys. But I did manage to get hold of some X-ray 110 scale shocks and some ARC 110 scale shocks. So I don't know, because I'm going to do quite a few builds. And the Tamiya cars that I've got, they've got friction dampers. They don't have oil-filled shocks, so they're going to probably go in there, and I'll get the stock ones maybe for the 4-Tec. But yeah, so that's it. So you add another £10 to that, and that's your Traxxas 4-Tec. Alright, so that's my light bulb moment, guys. I'm going to build all this together, put it all together, see what you guys think. And I might even do, and I'm probably thinking, right, why are you bothered doing this? That's just the 4-Tec 2.0. The 3.0 is coming out. Yes, I know. And I was going to pre-order the 3.0, but I didn't. The reason being is the 3.0, it's longer and it's wider. So the stock bodies that are 200mm to 190mm wide, and that have like a 265 to 268mm wheelbase, which is what most body shells come in, it won't take them. So what are you going to do? You're only going to have one type of body shell in your car. So because of that, you know, I thought, you know what, I want to have interchangeable body shells, interchangeable wheels, and the wheels are a lot bigger as well. They've gone to 76mm from, what is it, 63 normally. So I know obviously there's reasons for it, and the handling and the dynamics of the car are vastly improved. But I'm having a shootout. I want to put my stuff, I want to put body shells onto touring cars, onto drift cars, and the whole thing I liked about the Traxxas one was that, you know, it's interchangeable. I mean, you can move stuff about. I don't really get right now about how the wheelbase can change a little bit on these, not too much, but if you look at the shock towers, guys, they slide, you know, they slide backwards and forwards. So basically you just, let me take it out, guys, you know, which is a really good idea, and I don't know why they kind of strayed away from, well, I know why they strayed away, because obviously performance, but you're kind of like a lone wolf now because you haven't really got body shells that are going to fit. So see, you loosen these screws here, guys, and you can slide this mount up and down till it fits the body shell that you've got, which is pretty cool. And it's like that on the front, it's like that on the back, and yo, that's cool because I've got a whole heap of body shells that I'm going to be using, and I want to put them on loads of different cars. So yep. Now, in my haste, I also had the light bulb moment and thought, ooh, because they normally come as an XL5, but there was one on eBay in America, had a VXL system inside it, so you're talking about 120, 150 pound there, and it was on bid, right? And what I would have paid for that with a VXL system, I got it for loads cheaper, right? So I don't normally go through the whole eBay global shipping stuff, but it worked out to be not expensive, guys. So that's going to be coming as well. That's used, and it's a Traxxas 4-Tec 2.0, a used one, with a VXL system inside it. So what basically I spent, I would have saved anyway, because I would have upgraded it anyway. So yep, worked out to be cost effective. So there's my Traxxas 4-Tec. I don't know if I got the numbers right, but I think it was just around £100, which is awesome. All you got to do is build it. All the screws are there anyway. You can go online, look at the exploder diagram, look at the screws, put them in the right places. They're not hard to build. You know, I am a bit biased. Look, guys, I'm not a Traxxas fanboy. You know, I don't rate a lot of Traxxas stuff. The UDR, I think it was rubbish. I don't really like the two-wheel drive stuff. I didn't like the Bandit and all. So I'm not a fanboy. But if something's fun, I'm a fanboy. And you know what? This looks so similar to a Slash build, and I thought, this is going to be a decent bit of kit. So the first time I saw it, I thought, yo, the tub chassis looks very similar to the Slash one. The whole thing, except for the like dog bones, is very similar to a Slash, and I thought, you know what, this is going to be a decent bit of kit. I've never driven it, don't know anything about it, but just by the build, it's going to be easy to work on, it's going to be tough, it's going to be easy to upgrade, it's going to be able to handle speeds of over 100 miles an hour. You can tell, right? So yeah, that's one of the reasons why. So even though this is a shootout, I'm going to look at which one's the best out of them all, but I am swinging towards that for fun. I don't know about handling or drifting ability or power sliding, but fun factor and toughness and ability to upgrade, that's it right there. I can just tell you without even, but hopefully I'll get surprised. So in this series I've got the Tamiya, I have got the HPI RS4, I've got the MST RMX as a drift car, Kyosho Phaser, which I think looks promising. So who knows? This might be getting rinsed. So stay tuned, guys, and let's see how we get on. Now, I don't think anyone's interested in watching me build this, so, you know, I don't know, I might camera the build, but I can't really see anybody watching that, you know, watching me build this for about half an hour. It'll probably take an hour, maybe an hour and a bit, yeah? And I don't really think anyone's going to bother watching it. So, but yeah, I mean, I could camera it, and if you want to watch it, that's cool. But I've noticed that people do not watch my videos. They don't watch, probably watch a third of them. So I'm not really going to bother making an hour-long video. No one's going to watch it. Okay, so let me get this built up, and I'll get back to you. Okay, guys, and you'll see the beautiful thing, and then I'll pick out some wheels, tyres, and a body shell. Okay, let's move on. So in traditional Blue Peter, here's one I made earlier. Here it is, guys. So I need to really put the electrics in there, but as you can see, that chassis is kind of built up. Now I was thinking that, should I go with Mod 1 gearing? Should I turn it into a little beast? But I don't know, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, it'll handle it. This thing will probably do near enough 100 mile an hour. But I don't know, I mean, do I need to really run that much power into a system like that? If I want to do 100 mile an hour, I've already got my 100 mile an hour, near enough 100 mile an hour slash conversion. At the moment it's on 4S, but on 6S this is definitely between 80, high 80s and 100 mile an hour. Yeah, because that motor's a beast. The Poseidon motor, and obviously I've got small spur. That's about 36 or 34 spur, and I think the pinions are 30 or something like that. So really I want to go 36 to definitely smash it over 100 mile an hour. But yeah, it's one of my go-to cars, that is. So I don't know, I mean, because I've already got, and that's more robust, more solid. It's obviously stabilised with the brace and everything like that. Less danger of smashing it. So would I really want to do that with this? I don't know. I might just stick with the gearing that's in there, or take it up a notch and go to the higher gearing. I think this is the 48 DP, so it's the teeth. The gap between the teeth is much smaller than comes on a stock slash, and then the Mod 1 is like 1 millimeter between each teeth. So I don't know. Anyhow, so if I was gonna go down that, I could do. I don't know, guys, but I'll see. So I had my fuse motor, which I haven't put in anything yet. The benefit of having a few RCs is when you sell some of them off, you just keep electrics, and you've always got something to put into something else. Or I could go with this Vortex motor. I don't know. I'll have to see. That's quite a big motor. The radius diameter is quite big on that. So I don't know. I'll have a little tinker around. It depends. I mean, I'm quite happy with having a few of them running around together, you know. But yeah, just if I want to do speed runs, I think I've got about 3 cars. I've sold my XO1 off, but I've definitely still got about 3 to 4 cars that'll do 100 mile an hour. And might go with that Savox, or I don't have any waterproof in there because I don't think I'll be driving it in water. So yeah, and the system at the moment that I'm thinking about putting in here is this one, which is a Speed Passion, which I didn't really rate too much because I'm more into 1/8 scale stuff, but this is a bit of a daddy when it comes to touring cars. So it's a 10.5 turn motor, and they're quite rapid. So you'll see this, guys, when it's set up. I mean, it's an old system, but you know what? It does shift. And with this Toro motor, it comes alive. So yeah, more than likely we'll put that in there. I just put an adapter on top of that Dean's connector for my Traxxas batteries. But that's probably the way I'm going to go with this. With the drift cars, I'm going to put the same system in all the drift cars. I'm going to be going with the cheap system and just see how they perform. And shells wise, I mean, I would have loved this shell in the blue or the red. I'm not really a big fan of the grey black kind of colour. So I don't know. I might even sell that off. Because if it had light buckets, it'd be a different matter, but it doesn't. So yeah. So more than likely might go with this cheap and cheerful shell. Need to reinforce it a little bit, and might as well go with that. And I'm going to be doing a video on wheels, guys. You know, I was in Mini Z's before. I used to always complain about wheels. I always said 110 scale's got the best wheels, but 110 scale hasn't moved on that much in the last 12 years. It's not really gone ballistic, guys. I bought loads of different wheels, but I'm not that impressed. They haven't really, from the time I was buying wheels till now, hasn't changed that much. So that means it's much better than it is in the 128 scale, because you can still use your on-road wheels as drift wheels. Do you get it? Whereas with Mini Z's, they've got a different fitting. So instead of a circular fitting, they've got like an oblong. It's a bit different. But anyhow, so I'll show you some of the body shells I've got, guys. This is nothing. There's some crazy stuff to come. So stay tuned for that. So, and wheels, guys. I don't know. I'm going to show you some of the wheels that I've got, right, guys? Let me know which ones you think are going to be good. I'm sure I could power slide with that system. Yeah. Oh, and yeah, I did buy some bits for it. I actually bought this before I started buying the parts from America, and it would have made more sense for me to have bought more parts from America because you're getting more for your money's worth. But I just thought, you know what? Let me just stock up on some wheels and tyres. I wanted to get some... I like the Traxxas wheels, and I wanted to do them as a drift version, so that was what led me to that. I bought some parts as well. And in hindsight, you know what? I should have just got more stuff from America. So there's a seller called JRC. You guys are probably not aware of him if you bought RC parts in bundles from America. And he has he parts trucks out, and he has some, you know, good bundles. They definitely are bang for their buck. So I used to deal with him, and then a dollar hobby, I think, at one point. But yeah. Okay, let's see what I've got over here. Alright. Okay, so this is wheel spin models, and they decided to give me some screws free. First time I've had Haribos and chocolates and this and that, but screws free? That's the first. Okay, I think I used my brain here. Which one of the rare occasions that I have. Right, okay. So just a few bits and bobs that I got. I think this is the hinge pin set. Okay. So I was running low on them. I like to stock, but in hindsight, you know, for the amount that I spent, I mean, they're not expensive, but I could have got a whole screw set for that much from America. And because they're under £15, you're not paying tax. So what are these? These are the carrier stub axles. I think I got them just in case I smashed them, but they're coming in that bundle anyway. But cool. And again, carrier blocks. These are the other side, the outside of them. And what have I got here? 8 arms, which I shouldn't have even bothered getting because I've got a whole set. And these 8 arms actually have it written on where exactly they fit. So they're not all going to be exactly the same, front and rear, because they have it actually on there, that front left or rear right. Okay, so I've got some nylon nuts, which is, yeah man, you definitely need some nuts. You definitely need spare nuts. Alright, cool, and yeah, my brain is working, so I did get a smaller spur gear. This is a 55 tooth. Yep. Alright, so you can see how small the teeth are, guys, compared to when you go up levels on your spur gears. So I think this is a 48. The one that comes with slash is a 32 pitch, and then we've got a mod one. So I might move it up to 32 and then see how we get on. 0 rings. They're just handy to have. They're quite useful. That's the number there. All right. I don't even know why I bought this. It comes in the kit that I got. So these are mounts for suspension arms. All right. And I got another spare gear, which is a good idea. That's probably the only thing that I sometimes haven't. I prefer to go with metal. Right. So this is where I can use my brain. So I did buy a set of wheels. So there should be the the rear ones which are a bit bigger, and then the front. And these go bald pretty quick from what I've seen, guys. They do go bald pretty quick. Now, I've been fortunate enough to buy a whole set of fronts and rears that are HPI race. I got them dirt cheap, guys. So if they go bald, I can always re-glue them if they come off. Yeah, acetone's supposed to be good for removing them. The fumes, if you just put them in a box raised above the liquid, actually does away the glue. So, but yeah, and then I wanted to make a drifting set, so I should have bought rears and fronts. 8371. What are these? These are, so these are the fronts, right? That's actually a decent wheel, you know. That's actually a decent wheel. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to turn these into drift wheels, because like I say, I haven't been that impressed with the drift wheels I've come across, and these still are a good set of wheels, man. And you know, I wouldn't mind them as a drift wheel. So now my only issue is, I don't know, the rears are wider, and is there going to be a drift wheel that's going to go on around such a wide wheel? I need to figure that out. But if it does, super cool. And the reason I bought two sets is, if I ever wanted a really wide look, I'm just going to put two rears on a car, and that's exactly what they are. Okay, right. So that's what I basically got for it. That's what's left to do. I want a bit of both. So I do want to drive it. I want it to have some decent speed. So that's why I've opted for a smaller spur gear. But I want to be able to drive it. And I think as these start to wear out, I think they become they become drift wheels. Yeah. But yeah, it's cool. It's cool because I can always reuse these wheels. I don't even mind going and buying loads of the ones that turn into slicks, just so I can use the foam on the wheel and put my own tyres on it. So yep, that's where we are. The next time you're going to see that, guys, it will have the wheels. You know, I don't know, man. Actually, I might even go for a completely different set of wheels to go on it. So watch this space, see how we get on. But yeah, so that build at the moment, guys, I would have really gone for used wheels if I could have got them. In America, you can get them for like £10. Yeah, but the import into the UK ends up being £15 on top or £20 on top. It's not worth it. These were about £36. Okay, so add that onto the cost of the car. I've already got these systems lying about, but if I was going to do this as a cheap version, I'd put another £30 on, because of the budget cheap version systems that you can get. I would have gone with something like that, which is really cheap. That's like £29, £28, something like that. Alright, 3S LiPo, brushless motor. Yep. So I would have probably gone with something like that to keep it cheap. Servo, you can get cheap servos that are quite decent for about between £10 and £15. So the whole build, and if you've got these things lying around anyway, you're laughing. You are laughing, guys. But you can always get other wheels. You don't have to go for the Traxxas brand. But the only thing got me mindful of is, can they handle speed? That's the only thing. Some of the wheels from China aren't glued anyway, and the rubber will the tread will come down to nothing in a matter of a few runs. So you get what you pay for in it, guys. So that's the reason why I've kind of stocked up on tyres. Inner foams working out to be £7, so they were like £1.50 each. And the reason why I bought loads of used tyres, I'll show you them in a minute, the Sorex racing ones, is for the inner foam. It was going to cost me the same amount. So yep. Right, that's where we are. Check that baby out, guys. The next time you see it, it'll be either looking like an on-road machine or set up for a bit of power sliding, bit of drifting. Okay, right, guys, let's move on. And don't forget to check out the wheels to come, and also check out, guys, the body shells. There's some beautiful body shells to come. Some real custom, rare, amazing, wild body shells. Check them out. Okay, let's move on.